Welcome back. It is no longer Proper Punters. We are now in the 1-1, and I'm in the 1-1 here with my man, Tommy Forward. How are we?
Good, mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm good. I bloody had this 9 weeks of cough from black mould, was sick, and then finally went away, and then the change of weather, I think my immune system is just rat shit, so I wouldn't mind getting a new one personally. But look, one thing that does make you feel better is backing a winner and good horses and good racing.
They're back.
They are back, mate. I'll put my hand up and say I haven't done a lot of form over the last 2.5 months because I've been working on something pretty special for BTFU, which everyone will see. We've got a new subscription model starting. We're building an app.
Beautiful.
There's some big things in the works,
Yep.
but I'm very excited by the racing. I'm really crying that we didn't do it last week with Skybird. I think I tipped at every start last start, and when it won at $26 last week, I almost fell off the chair. But we all have those. We all have these stories. I could actually. It's Oakleigh Plate Day down in Melbourne, and or Blue Diamond Day, and we got the Oakleigh Plate. I remember our dear old friend Glyn Schofield. I had a multi. It was in the Magic Millions. I think it was 2016.
Yeah.
I had Capitalist to win the 2-year-old. Into Egyptian Symbol to win the 3-year-old, and had the same into him to then win the slipper. And it was like, I think it was like 1,500 to win 64,000 or something. And Glyn got caught wide on a leader bias fence day. Ran into a fair bit of trouble, flashed down the outside. Probably should have won by about a length and a half. Cost us 64. Still won on the day because we had, but that took a little bit of getting over. And then just as we've come in, you've just, you know what, we're just starting to get into the autumn carnival. And I think I found a horse, and Glyn was on it as well. It wasn't his fault. Nothing went wrong this day. He gave it every hope. But good old Fell Swoop, tough old horse. And I was on it. I think it was about 15, 20 to 1, something around there. Had a really, really good crack at it. And I declared it. Bet up, and it's bob of the heads, and you're waiting for the photo, and it's got done. I remember just in the betting ring, just hit the deck.
Fuck.
Just went,
Yeah.
fuck this.
Yeah.
How do we bounce back from here?
I know.
But it's a beautiful sport because you wouldn't believe they're on again tomorrow. and here we are, and the keys to stay in the game. But
Absolutely.
How are you feeling about the card?
Love it. Good horses are back.
Yeah.
It's a tricky time where you're balancing up like class or fitness, right? Because there's a few horses on the weekend resuming.
Yes.
They are like head and shoulders class wise, but are they there to win? Do they have the fitness? Are they just ticking over for something?
I think prime
bigger
example of that, and a stable you've always got to be careful with of that, is because he's so good at getting right for grand final day, and he really doesn't give an absolute flying F about other races sometimes. And that was a prime example with the good horse in Via Sistina and what's the winner's name? It's escaping me.
Fangirl.
Thank you. I've watched the replays. I didn't watch the day, but the people that watched the day said Via Sistina didn't look 100% in the coat.
Yeah.
She wasn't ready for GF day, and clearly the other one was a little bit more forward. She's better known for being fresh.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that will happen. And I think it's a great point that you made. You've got to look at, yes, there are horses with ability, but are they being set for the day?
Yeah.
And that isn't to say that, I think people go, they're not trying, or they're not. The thing is, you can't peak every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't want to have gut busters, especially if you're drawn wide or different things. So trainers and jockeys have to do a job to look for where they're looking in their preparation, and you need to be mindful of that when you do form.
100%. And I think it creates opportunities elsewhere. Like Via Sistina was $2, and you got a price about Fangirl who was perhaps had more intent for the race. So I think if you're willing to look around sort of the class runners and say, I don't think they'll be ready, there's opportunities to look elsewhere and get a good price.
And that can be the flip on that as well.
Yeah.
Is it grand final day? No, but it's just too good.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the flip, and that is definitely the flip. All right, so we're going to do races 5, 6, 7, 8 in Rosehill, and then we're going to go to Melbourne. I'm going to lean on you quite a bit for Melbourne because I've only got to get through a couple of the races.
Yep.
Definitely, I didn't touch the Blue Diamond. I just didn't want to do myself an injustice and make up things that form that I just don't know.
Yeah.
Let's start race 5. I think we've landed on one here, although it is getting a little bit skinny. We've got Makarena, which is now even money.
At Suncorp. Suncorps are $1.95.
So into $1.95, yep.
Yeah.
Open 360, so all your little smart shoppers have done really well there.
Yeah, very well.
You got Scarlet Oak, $6. Electrica, $6.
Speed looks pretty straightforward. I think Makarena finds the top. Hinged and Watch My Girl. Hinged is an interesting one. Can show speed on its day. I think prefers to be ridden with a sit. And Watch My Girl jumping from gate 2. It's up in class. I think they don't want to be contesting the lead. If they get into a speed battle, I think he'll sneak and let Makarena find the top, which I think is the most likely outcome.
Yeah.
Scarlet Oak gate 1. First up, looking for more distance. I think Chris Waller will just be cold. That's how he's been. That's how he was last week with all his horses resuming. Don't give him a gut buster first up. Just let him hit the line strong. Electrica has the fitness. Gate 3, I think it'll find a nice map throughout. But
actually, I'm going to take it back. Well, just quickly. Rail's in the 5 meter position. Track's in the race in the good.
Yeah.
We all know. What was that?
No, you're right.
Yeah. Like, we know Rosehill, when it's in the 6 meter positions, usually fence on fire. It can be Greyhoundsville, can be very hard to make ground.
Yeah.
If you're not in the first 2 and you really would prefer to be on the fence, usually first or in the coffin, one inside in the box seat, where you want to be. Little bit 5 meter could just be that one off.
Yeah.
Could still play on pace. It's something that I think everyone should be very mindful of early.
Yeah.
And see if it is to play that way. I think prehistoric data will tell you that the track's going to play relatively on pace.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'll be keeping a very close eye and just to see how big of an advantage that is. In saying that, Makarena looks to roll forward here.
Yeah, I mean, the market's found it. It was $2.80s. It's now into $1.95, and rightly so. I think that was a big price for by far the classiest horse in this race. You could make a case Hinged on its day. Has some strong races, but I think it hasn't shown its best in a while. While Makarena still lightly raced, 13 career starts versus 40 for Hinged. There's still plenty more potential that it can be a better horse than what it's shown. Its run in the Golden Eagle was huge. Drew wide, worked early, got to outside the lead. They went really quick, and this horse was still there in the finish. Lazat, the horse that beat it a length, went into the Hong Kong Mile. Like, that's proper international Group 1 form. Beat Amelia's Jewel as well at Rosehill on its day. So this horse just
had some serious form.
Yeah, all through the form.
That's like genuine Group 1 form.
This. Query with Scarlet Oak, I think it is an up-and-comer as well, but I think its best runs have been on wet tracks.
So just quickly, I'll touch in because I'm in agreement with Makarena. It's a shame we didn't get on at the 360, or I certainly didn't.
Yeah.
Look, it hasn't won first up. It's ran second twice. I'm not too concerned about that.
Yeah.
It does appear to have really good second up form. Look, it looks a class above. Trial was exceptional.
Trial was good, yeah.
One thing I will say, Scarlet Oak has trialled extremely well, but once again did do it on the heavy 8. Like, it was such a good eye-catching trial.
Yeah, that Golden Mile trial, it was heavy, yeah.
Yeah, the Golden Mile trial was heavy. Very, little trial, perf trial, that one. She just might be one of those horses that just wants a bit of cut out to see her best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Barrier 1 will definitely help her, but yeah, I think if you want a little anchor bet for your multis, Makarena is definitely going to be it.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more.
Let's move on to the next.
Race 6, Silver Slipper.
Yes, Silver Slipper. Now, this is exciting. So I just want to make a quick notion of the people that are part of the BTFU chat. Prior to Wodeton's start, it was suggested that everyone take the $15 or $16 that was on offer in the slipper. This horse is 2-1. It is $3 now to win the slipper.
Yeah.
Which to me is like really getting, I went to say rock bottom odds, but at the same time, if it was $4, I'd probably take it.
Yeah. I think it's got panels on what we've seen so far.
Panels.
Yeah. Absolute panels on what we've seen.
Ran the quickest sectionals of.
Yeah. It was all class and it was eased up. It was just a phenomenal performance. You got to lose J-Mac on the weekend and get Kieran McAvoy.
Kieran McAvoy riding in good form.
Yes, no. I mean, the Jolie Star ride was up for debate. Everyone wasn't happy with that. I mean, he was soft on V Sistina, but I think that was stable instructions to be. So
Kieran McAvoy, lovely man of racing in my eyes, and a horrific jockey.
Yeah, he gets him.
I don't know if it's his lost nerve or what it is, but some of this. I mean, I've seen him go from on a Gosford rail 3 meters, which is just fence on fire, jump from barrier 1 and end up off the fence, like just unbelievable.
Yeah. It's funny that because
I don't want to keep rating him down, but that if there is a query on anything, it's him. Now the fact jockeys have this amazing ability when you do throw the boot in, they come out and ride 4 winners or something.
What happened last Saturday? Joel Easter, everyone went up in, wasn't happy with it. Next ride, he wins on inhibitions at $15.
There it is.
The race later. So it's interesting that he's sort of Waller's second-hand man. Like Nash is down at Caulfield this weekend, so usually he's his second-hand man. But no J-Mac, no Nash. I think it goes down to Kieran McAvoy as the third person to call on. I don't know. Do you take evens on Saturday, Mace? What's your thoughts?
Well, yes.
Yeah?
So we look at it, by race 6, we're going to know what sort of bias is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would really want to know what jockey's instructions are going to be because he is jumping from the widest gate.
Yeah.
Thing is, the horse has got tactical speed. His trial between runs is sensational. He just travelled on the bit. So it's such a lovely action. He doesn't panic. That's one thing that I love about the horse is he just it's in his stride. Just does it all in his stride.
Mm-hmm.
Bell Mercy, look, it looks fast.
Yeah.
And if the track is dynamite, it could be suited by that.
Yeah.
But it's the 1,000 up to 1,100.
It was weak at the end of the 1,000, I thought.
I thought so too. I have a feeling, I could be wrong. I have a feeling this horse could be a bit of a squib.
I agree. Like the first.
And the 3 trials between runs.
So the last trial is sort of the eye catcher, right? Wins by 8 lengths. But the second trial ago, when North England
crossed it,
they
wanted to lay in.
Bell Mercy sort of moved up to North England, and then North England kind of just gave it the stick and put it away.
And it wanted to lay in really bad.
And for me, that's a concern. Up to the 11, I'm with you. I think 320 is too short for.
Honestly, it's like if it had drawn a gate, you'd be steaming into it.
What's the riding instructions? Waller's probably like, whatever you do not cook this horse. We've got the Golden Slipper coming up. Do not sit wide. Do not press forward. Just sit it back.
Can you really tell K-Mac that many instructions?
Oh, yeah. Just ride it like a barrier trial.
Oh, mate. Honestly, I think it could jump. I don't know. It's scary. I don't want to truckload it. I think it wins. Now, the horse, this is my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the best horse in the race. I think what could be the second best horse is West of Swindon. Mm-hmm. And when I say second best horse, not just in this race, just full stop from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Its run that day was huge. I've liked the trial since returning.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you want to have any sort of a play, so if you're on Wodeton, you took the advice, you've done it, you've got the good odds. And even if you're not, I think if you go into the futures betting now, West of Swindon's about $17 with the corporates. I think I'd be having a small play to win the slipper because for argument's sake, Wodeton goes back, rides it dead cold, it has a practice.
Yeah, hits the line hard for
whatever.
Seconds. Yeah.
West of Swindon wins because it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to firm.
Yeah.
And if Wodeton pisses in and it runs a really juicy second, it could come into a good $8, and then you're starting to make a book for the slipper.
Well, if it runs second to Wodeton in the Silver Slipper, they go, well, that's kind of the form line. That's probably the second best horse, right? It gets backed in to be.
But it could be about $8. Yeah, it's going to be the main danger. So I reckon this race, I'd definitely be having something small on West of Swindon at the $17.
Yeah.
And for playing the race, I'd probably just be backing Wodeton. I'm not truck loading it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just backing it.
Yeah, fair.
That's it.
Fair.
But at the same time, and if the track looks like it isn't dynamite, I'm definitely on it.
Yeah. It's a funny one. I'm just thinking now, like, whatever the market does, I want to be on it. Like if the market drifts and I get 250, I want to be on 250 because it's a decent price. And if the market firms and goes into $1.80, it's like, oh, it's here to play. I want to be on it. Like it's going to show up. So you kind of
we just want to be on it.
Yeah, you just want to follow it either way, right?
It just goes to show you think it's just the best horse.
Yeah.
I think it could be it's a very, very good horse. All right, we move on to the Paramatta Cup. A little bit less exciting, but nevertheless, here we are. Anchorage on fire.
Yeah, it is.
Looks a lead here. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the speed, Matt?
Speed looks pretty solid. Our Anchorage, Redstone Well, Kinesiology, Don Diego de Vega. Large field. I think they'll roll along here, and I think it'll set it up well for horses perhaps just coming off the speed might get their chance.
Okay.
If our Anchorage, falters, but I mean, it's fit enough. It's won, 3 on the bounce, going for 4 on the bounce, 53 kilos. There's a lot to like about our Anchorage. 260 in this field. I don't want to take personally, but I think it's got a top chance. Not really sure on dangers. Staying races aren't my forte.
They're not usually either of our fortes.
Yeah, not where I like to look. Kinesiology looks like an improver, draws low. Don Diego de Vega. And then you've got horses like Sydney Cup winner Circle of Fire, Athabaskan, who I think will be better over further, but can show their class in a race like this. But no bet for me. I'll be moving on to the Hobartville.
Yeah, look, I've got the favourite on top. You very rarely have any interest from me in any of these sort of races. They're usually when I was working in the office full time, they were when I'd go and get lunch.
Yeah.
I do want to make mention of a horse though, and that is number 6, Zechariah.
Yep.
I know a lot of the time with these European horses that come over, they have one prep, and then they go back out, and then they seem to just come back such better horses with having that prep. They're acclimatized. I liked the trial. And if you go back and it was a listed race, but it was the Kilmore Cup. It's run, and it was on a heavy track, but it's raced on good in the past overseas well. Its run the day at Kilmore was wow.
Yeah.
And K-Max on it. 4-waller, $23, big odds.
Yeah.
If it looks like it parades somewhat well, if there's just any inkling, there's a little sprinkle of money.
Yeah, I have a suggestion. Yeah.
I'll just have a little bit extra on.
Yeah.
I just think you have to have something on it. Just a little something each way.
Yeah.
Could be a little 30-1 pop for the team, but yeah, that's really all I want to say there.
Yeah, beautiful. Love it.
And we move on to race 8. We have broadsiding. He's $2.20. Just quickly, broadsiding just reminds me, James Cummings. So we've got 2 little stepchildren of mine. Absolutely love their football, love their Oztag. Was down at Queen's Park yesterday and bumped into James Cummings and, what are you doing here? And I said, coaching and watching the other one. He said, which one's yours? Pointed at young London there, and he James went, oh shit, he's fast. He knew we'd played him in before, and we played against James's son and beat them in the semi-final, and we're off to little London's off to the GF. I think he went almost the length of the field early, and then setting up a try, and then scored one later. So
unreal. How was that?
It was it was good. Getting one up on Mr. Cummings already. So that was good. But
you didn't ask him about any of Saturday's runners, did you?
No, can I tell you, I've been that out of racing until I've got in and buried my head in the form, got to do the show. I've pretty much had a break.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get the hunger back for it again, which is good.
Yeah, good horses will do that.
Broadsiding. Trials been good.
Trials have been good. That second one especially. Wow. Really impressive.
Is he just better than these?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, you want to look at his Golden Rose win last prep. I mean, they smacked him on the totes. He was, $3.50 during the week or $3, and he popped up $1.80 when he won. But I think that was a bit more intent, like we said earlier, to win that. That was a Group 1 first up, the Golden Rose. This is a Group 2 Hobartville. I think the target this year, this prep, is the Randwick Guineas. I think it's a hit out fresh, follow Animo. Animo did a similar thing in the Hobartville, came out, went to the Randwick Guineas, and I think Broadsiding will be following a similar path. 220. Look, please yourself. I think I was $2.25 my price. Best horse in the race by far, though. If it's there to win, I mean, it's got lengths on this field.
Like he won the Golden Rose.
Mm.
It wasn't a pretty win, but did the job, which was exactly, I think, when we did that
kind
preview.
The winner the whole way, though. Like
he was, but it was
half a length,
yes, he only wins.
Like, he's going to get like you just.
He's that sort of horse. Like he's that octagonal.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's that style of horse. I don't think you're not going to see him really piss in.
Mm-hmm.
I should take that back. He won the J Jackins by 4.5 lengths or 4.25 lengths.
Yeah, again. Weaker class.
Probably a weaker class.
Yeah, but
I think at the top class, he's the sort of horse to just get it done. I think he's a good style of a horse. He tracks.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some value here with Mayfair. Was only beaten by half a length to Traffic Warden and Broadsiding in that Group 1, which we mentioned.
Yep.
Ties in with Linebacker and Public Attention. Had no luck, fresh, sat 3 wide. I think all the maps had it leading, and then Linebacker and Public Attention kicked up inside it, forced Tim to sit wide, weakened, but they went quick. I think today with Mayfair drawn underneath those 2 horses up to the 1400, Tim won't be giving them the lead this time, and I think $10, I'm happy to play each way. I'll cop Broadsiding swooping me late, and I'll just take my place bet, I think, around $3. That's
I like that.
The race, yeah.
I like that. I think Linebacker can improve second up.
Yeah, I mean, listening to John O'Shea, he's like, oh, yeah, we'll just go back. And John O'Shea's other filly, Snow in May, will be ahead of Linebacker. And then they jumped and McAvoy said, I'm just going to lead here. So it was a bit weird. I don't think McAvoy followed stable instructions to lead on Linebacker.
Well, he's a better horse when he does lead, and I just don't think he was probably ready first up.
Mm-hmm.
The Public Attention, the way savaged the line was very impressive.
Yeah, really impressive. Map's a little bit trickier today, gate 11.
Definitely interesting to see where it gets. Did love the win, though. Couldn't knock it. Look, Broadsiding on top, probably don't want to play at the price.
Yeah, fair.
Well, like he's one of those ones I'd like to see him in the yard. If he looks well.
Could be colty. I remember Animo used to be very colty. He was kind of a yard watch too. Similar colour.
Talking about colty, they reckon our boy Tommy going in the back there, he's been getting around a few festivals, a bit of colty. He's got the chest out. Unbelievable. Yeah, for me, at this point, not playing. Animo on top.
Broadsiding.
Sorry,
yeah.
Broadsiding. Broadsiding on top.
Yeah, beautiful.
Don't really want to play in the race.
Yep.
Maybe for a little bit of a rough one, Swift Falcon, just to keep an eye. I'm not sure if he's up to this yet. I've always had a bit of a rap on him. All right, well, we make our way back down to Melbourne now.
Yeah.
We go to Caulfield. We're going to start at race 4. We went through this ourselves.
Yeah.
You like one here, and after going through the race with you, I agree. Tell us.
Cool. Yeah, race 4, 1,200 metres. I'm with Lofty Arch here. Resumes for the Alex Ray stable. Craig Williams rides. I like the drawn out wide in 9. I think it just slides across to lead. Just really like it. It's won twice around the bend, failed down the straight. I'm looking to pen that. And its recent jump out was really strong. I went to the line against Mornington Glory and Mrs. Chrissy. Big action. I think bowling along out in front suits this horse. Not sure on the form of Tropicus. That Sandown race, I thought it had its chance behind Royal Insignia. That horse then went to the CS Hayes and failed against market expectations.
The only thing we'll say there is that it did absolutely reefed and teared early.
Yeah, a faster tempo will suit it.
Fast, just if it does get the settle, you might see it finish off a lot better.
Gate 3 marks are, I think it gets the drop on Lofty Arch too.
It certainly does, and Zaz can ride. So
yeah, he definitely can.
They're the 2 in the market, and they look the 2 key hopes for me.
Yeah, I think Polyglot's too short, personally. Had the James McDonald factor fresh, then went up to the 1,200, was a little bit weak, bunch finish in Sydney. Didn't like that form. So coming down to Melbourne now, I think it's short, maybe based on the Sydney form, but $5 I couldn't get anywhere near that price. 1 and 2 on top, I think they're the class.
Yeah, total agreement from me. Race 5, neither of us had an opinion. Do you want to say anything quickly on it? It was an absolute nothing race for me.
Yeah, nothing race. I think 1 and 2 have the class. But Blake Shin, Damien Lane, top jockeys, top stables and top horses. I think one of them can fight it out. But first up for both of them, I don't want to play in that race.
Yeah. All right, moving along, race 6. This is the horse We should probably get a photo of it. We've talked about it that much. Semana, it's landed in a few different races. I don't think she's really got the chockies for us either.
No, disappointed her so far.
I want to say, in fairness to her, though, we were very keen to Magic Millions. We came in, we did the form for the Magic Millions, we did the back half of the card, and then it got postponed a week. There was heaps of money for it when the track was going to be really wet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the fact is, it is a good 4 here. I do think she was better suited in that race.
Yeah.
But since then, her run was certainly a pass mark first up.
Yep.
Second up, in a far CF4 stakes, ran into a fair bit of trouble and then didn't get a lot of clear running. But the way that she finished off was really, really nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's on top for me, and I'll stick with my money. Yeah, perhaps better on a wet track, but I mean, if you look through some of her good runs, she did run 4th in a Wink Stakes behind Via Sistina, Zougotcha, and Fangirl.
100%.
Beaten a length. I mean, she's third up. She's at peak fitness. She does concede sort of map favours. Grinzinger Bell resumes, goes well fresh, and it's going to be out in front. Do concede it's the main chance, but I think Semana from gate 2, if Tom Stockdale just posies a bit closer, did miss the last start, which is a little bit of a concern, but if he can settle midfield and get sort of the drop.
Sure, I think from barrier 2, she'll sit a fair bit closer because she has rolled forward before.
Within 3 lengths, it'd be suitable, and I think it can get the drop on Grinzinger Bell third up. Yeah, I'm happy to take the $3.80. I think it's a good price.
Yeah, I'm in agreement here. I'm not usually racers get that too horny about, but it's I'm
it's
in
just
agreement.
a bet. I don't think it's an outstanding bet, but it's just a bet.
Right? It's definitely a bet. Yeah, I think Semana's going to get the chocolates for us.
Beautiful.
Now, these are usually not races that I get excited about. They're not, almost never. I think there's a bet in this next race. Mr. Brightside got the job done again last start. I wish I win. You can get the 550 best, pretty much 480 around the town. They're the two. Then you've got Pericles, Tom Kitten, and Private Life around the start of the double digits, and then Big Odds the rest. I think I Wish I Win can beat Mr. Brightside.
Oh, for sure. On top ability, I think so too.
I think, I know one's won probably double the amount of races than the other.
Yeah.
But he's a lightly raced sort of horse. He has very short preps. I Wish I Win. The way he's trialling is exceptional. I just love the way this horse is trialling. I've had a huge, I've just loved it. He's been a good horse. I've tipped him a few times where he's won. I've been on him when he's won. He's been a very good horse to me. He does his best racing first up.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say, Mr. Brightside? I really think this is the day, and I think you're getting $5. You know what? The each way bet, it's probably like $1.60 or $1.57 the place or something.
Yeah, $1.70 Ladbro. Yeah, $1.70 across a few corps.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
The $1.70 is sexy.
Yeah.
It is such a good bet.
I think Jamie is a good booking too. Soft hands, well balanced. Doesn't need a strong ride. I think I Wish I Win. Just tuck in and explode late.
Do you know what really, just quickly, just for anyone else that's bought, I've got to be careful how I say this, a little bit special like myself at times. I saw Mellum and I didn't read properly. This is why when you do anything, you need to pay attention. You shouldn't have ADD like myself. Because for 1 second I thought Mellum was on it.
Jamie
Mellum. It's not Jamie Carr anymore, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, I think Jamie definitely can suit this horse. And you know what? She's the 2 trials she sat on. She's been on it for both.
Yeah.
He is just trialled on the bit like he's asleep and just pulls his way up. He hasn't been asked. He's won both trials under double wraps.
Yeah. The thing I like too, which hasn't been mentioned now, is I think Peter Moody's getting it to go over longer distances now. Like last prep, first up in the Moor, over 1,000. Then in the TJ off of Freshen. Then the Black Caviar Lightning over 1,000. And then Caulfield 1400 was when it beat Gentleman Boy by 4 lengths. That was on its Australian debut.
Yeah.
There's more intent here. I like
the fact that it's first
14.
up at the 14 is
Love it.
intent that it's here to win.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I think the price difference is too big. Mr. Brightside has some map queries from gate 11. Does Craig just say, I'm the best horse, I'm just going to roll to the front? Or, I don't know, does he get stuck wide?
It could be a race of tactics. Tom Kitten's been trialling extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
He could be the wild card out of all of them. But to me, it's a flip of the coin.
Yeah.
And you're getting $5 one side of the coin.
Yeah.
I don't get excited about Group 1s.
Yeah.
With horses that have had 4 billion starts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for it. We shall win.
Awesome. I'll just add one note. Light Infantryman.
Yes.
Did find its best stuff at the end of last prep. Won at Flemington in the Flemington Carnival, J-Mac Road. Then went to the Perth Railway. Unlucky, held up, hit the line well. Then won the Northerly Stakes Group 1, sat up on speed. It's the one sort of had the 9-week freshen up. It's got some residual fitness from Perth. And I like it to run a place here, I think. It's sort of the $4 I think you can get.
Yeah.
It was once touted as a good thing. It came over for the Golden Eagle. Was very unlucky on that day. But I think 1400... it's in a top stable, and yeah, $4 the place is where I'll be looking.
Yep.
But I wish I win $5. Give me some of that too.
Yep.
Love it.
Love it. Now we're going to move on to the Blue Diamond Stakes. You are going to hear absolutely nothing from me because one thing with this show, I won't talk about things that I haven't looked at. Yeah. And I truly haven't looked at this. I ran out of time to do it properly, and I'm not going to comment. Tommy Forward, I'm leaving it up to you.
I'll chime in for 2 seconds and say that it's extremely open. None have stood out as sort of being head and shoulders above the rest. I think the winner will be the horse that gets the right run and the right tempo. It's not a case of best horse wins. Yeah. Field to play, $5. You can leave that alone. I won't touch that. I think Tycoon Star is an improver. Gets the blinkers on up in distance. If it can find a 3 wide line from 15, Mark Zara is the man to do it. And I think it's an improver. Extractor from the Michael Friedman yard. It is another that I think is suited up to the 1200. Hit the line well last start in Randwick. Gets Ben Melham on, not Jamie. And the other horse, Wiltshire Square, down the bottom. Harry Coffey for Kieran March, $26. It hasn't had the best luck in its races lately. Had to settle outside the lead and has had a few other awkward runs throughout. I think it can improve in the right stable. But
so gun your head, what are you having your $10 on?
Tycoon Star will be if I had gunned to my head, $10. Mark Zara for the Hayes boys. Blinkers on up in distance. I think they can find its best stuff.
20 to 1 Zaz in a Group 1. How good.
Beautiful.
All right. This is a race I've got a little bit more interest in. I'm not sold on completely on one, but let's go through it. The Oakleigh Plate. Let's hope we're not having a fell swoop. Oh, this is a good race.
Yeah.
IME showed unbelievable form last prep. Estriella, highly talented. Ray Magnerios trialled extremely well. Ostraka, it's a horse we've both had a lot of time for, trialling well. Good old head wall. I can't say anything mean to poor old Blake Spriggs. Poor guy's had a 4. Hope he is doing better.
Oh, absolutely.
But yes, and we move on. And actually, I really hope he's doing well because he hurt his neck, and that's not good.
Yeah.
And Espionage.
Yeah.
Now, this was a horse that I had backed for the slipper, and nothing seemed to go right. Poor old Nash just couldn't get on the right leg. I know he absolutely loved it out of its work. He had a huge rubber and just could not get on its right leg. And it's amazing how I think it happens with a lot of sports people. You can just, when things don't go your way, they just sometimes can continue not to go your way.
Yeah.
And I think a lot went wrong for this horse, and then finally it got to race in the bridesmaid race on Slipper Day, and it absolutely pissed in and showed what it can do. And I reckon if it ran in the slipper, it probably would have given it an almighty shake.
100%.
And the one other horse we didn't mention is She's Bulletproof at the $5. Another talented horse.
Yeah, up and comer.
Yeah. Where are you going here?
Fascinating race. Stacks of speed. I'm not really discounting any barriers. I think it's in a large field. There's nothing wrong with gate 17, and Ostraka is the one that I think the market has missed. I mean, this horse has proper form. It was still on the up last preparation, and then you can forgive that 13th in the Golden Eagle.
Yeah.
Back to a sprint trip is its go. Really, really, really like it. Trialled against I Wish I Win. It was soft through the line, similar to I Wish I Win. And I'm just looking now. I might have a little Zaz double at 20-1 and 20-1. Zaz to win the Blue Diamond into Zaz to win the Oakleigh Plate. They're both at 20-1. I think they both have a good chance, more better than the market is sort of estimating. But yeah, a striker for me each way, $23.
Well, for those who love it, could be a huge day for the BTFU boys.
Yeah, I may not be in this chair next Thursday, and you can see I'll be in Vegas.
You'll be in Vegas. How good. Yeah, it's a tricky race. It's a genuine Oakleigh Plate. It's always so many chances. I find a lot of the time in this race. I think Iron Me's a good chance. I think I like Estriella. I've gun to my head, probably have it on top just.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love the way she attacked the line. And I love Shin on those sort of horses that can sit and and I think she's still weighted well enough to win this. Iron Me maybe a little bit too much weight in comparison. But Estraka, totally agree at the price.
Yes, got to have something on.
Have to have something on at the 20s. Probably, I reckon there's a chance you could get through it. Maybe not with Zaz, but yeah, just no really. Don't know enough about She's Bulletproof to overly comment. Win last start was impressive.
Yeah,
and
the
Espionage
second since failed. Fancify failed at Flemington on Saturday, but the third horse, Road to Arataki, did win. So some forms come out of that Sandown race, but it was nice, extended late.
Yeah,
what you want to see.
And then like I've got respect for Espionage. Trial down the straight was a good. Jump out down the straight was not bad, and the trial prior up here was quite good. It's a serious racehorse and with no weight, and I think the Waterhouse Bot stable can train.
Oh yeah, I think they can train a winner or two.
I think they know what they're doing when it comes to Group 1s and getting them right, especially having them fit first up.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, it's a pretty exciting card. Exciting day's racing. Great return. Hopefully we've found you a winner. Let's go through the best bets. What have you got?
3 best bets this weekend. 1 in Sydney, Rosehill Race 5, number 1, Makarena. Resumes all class in this field. Unreal run last prep in the Golden Eagle, and I think it can resume with a win. Then we'll head down to Melbourne, Caulfield Race 4, number 1, Lofty Arch. Another resumer. Jump outs were really good against classy animals. I think it can find the front and keep kicking. And then we'll go to Caulfield Race 6, number 4, Semana. Third up for the Kieran Maher stable. It has the fitness over the other runner, Grinzinger Bell, and I think it can stalk it and swoop it late.
All right, for the best bets for Saturday, we're kicking off in Rosehill with TheBlade. Race 4, number 12, has absolutely no weight on its back. Lightly race, absolutely love this horse's trial, draws the inside gate. If you can hold a position early, I think this horse would just be way too strong late with no weight on its back. Race 5, number 1. It's getting a little bit skinny now, but Makarena, even money. Anything in the black odds is a good bet. Anything under, maybe a small bet. But I think this horse has got way too much class for this field. Rolls forward and will be too strong. Race 6, number 3, Wodeton. It's now the slipper favourite. I think it's Oodle's class. If the track's fair, I think it just wins. If it's leaderish, I'll be a little bit hesitant and might have a little bit less of a bet. But if the track's somewhat fair, I'll be truck loading. And then we move to Caulfield, race 7, number 2. You will almost never see me get excited about Group 1s, especially with these horses that have so much form. I think I Wish I Win at the $4.60, $5 mark is an incredible bet, and I think the $1.70 in the plays is dead set stealing. I cannot see this horse missing a place. I am truck loading the $1.70 and having a very good bet at around the $5 mark. Good luck and happy punting.
What are you prepared to lose today? Set a deposit limit. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.